the Honda CRV here in a parking lot. I'm heading to a meeting in just a little bit, so I've got enough time after we finish here that I'm going to run on over here to the washroom here on the campus and wash myself up for a big meeting among some leaders, some Christian leaders here. So looking forward to that, but I didn't want to pass our time to be together. Good to see you. My name's Brad Zockel, and this is our office for today, such as it is. It's a time for us to be able to talk about heaven as found in the Bible. I appreciate it. Our ministry is the Heaven Tour Ministry, and I appreciate you being here. Here's Judy and Annie. Good to see you once again. Tony, thank you for your moderator work here. We've got Proper over here as well. We're going to continue on in our Q&A. I could go into a study, but since we only have 30 minutes, but I do want to say this one more time. I want you to know this. If I'm going to be talking with the moderators later on this week about having a deep evening meeting. I'm aiming right now for about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, maybe 9:30. If you think this is a good idea, if you're saying you're on the West Coast, that's great, or the East Coast, that's too late, you can feedback while we're talking here. We're going to keep on all the comments, obviously, because on YouTube you don't mute them. I'll just go right to it. So if you have any feedback on an evening class that we will do, we can't do it every night in the week, all right, but we can do it a couple of times. And so let me know if you'd like that and if there's a particular time. Right now, I'm thinking it's going to be probably 9:30. Probably 9:30 in the evenings. And we'll test one later on this week. For all I know, maybe tomorrow night. I don't know. But, you know, if you're saying this is good, let me know, okay? All right, let me take a look here. And good afternoon to you, Jen. Red, good to see you as well. And we've got Teresa from Willowick, Ohio. Good to see you. All the way down here in upcountry South Carolina. And let's take a look here. Let me see. Okay, let's start with this one. Tony says, Matthew 12:50 says, whoever does the will of my Father who is in heaven, he's my brother and sister, my mother, that shows me that there were more than just family in heaven. Am I correct? No, this is a figurative presentation here, Tony. It's saying this, because they were going out and they were saying, we want Jesus, we want to get him out of here. He's starting to lose his mind. Read the context there. You know, and your mother and father are your mother and your brothers are out here, and they want to take you away. We think intimated by now Joseph has passed on. And then Jesus turns around, never skipping a beat. He goes, well, now you're talking about the literal. Who really are my mother and my brothers? All right? Whoever does the will of my Father. If you're understanding, he's talking about the relationship, the walking relationship with him. He's not talking about a physical adopting. He's talking about a spiritual oneness with him. You're going to be in the family if you do what my Father wills. What's the Father? That you come to be in my home. How do you do that? Follow God's rules for getting into heaven. How do you do that? Get rid of what you have right now. What's that? Sin. What's that? Following Christ. Where are you going? Into heaven. Where will that be? With God in his home. That's the Father's will. All right? That's what that's talking about there. And if you are there, see, you are a child of Christ. 1 John 3:1. What manner of love the Father has bestowed upon us that we should be called the children of God. And so we are. That will take you. Tie those in. And this is why Paul keeps saying this in all seriousness. Brothers and sisters in Christ, little ones, he will say, things along that line. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Good question to start us off with. We're having a Q&A time today, here late in the afternoon, right before I go into a meeting. Wanted to share with you here as we get together in the afternoons. And so if you have a question right now, by all means, go and put it on in. And while I'm waiting for the questions to come up through the queue, we're just going to do Q&A. Let me tell you, I downloaded the latest podcast this morning. I was in the studio for quite a while, and so the podcast title of our podcast is going to be, it's going to be the Questions About Heaven is the name of the whole podcast. The one this morning is Our Condition as Believers in Heaven. And I gave you a bit of a hint this morning here too, so it'll be that way. Okay, Mail, am I going armed in the meeting? Yeah, I got 2 arms here, Mark, or Mail. You don't? Okay, usually I carry my hands and my arms with me. It works out better that way too. Good afternoon, there's Johnny from Pittsburgh. Good to see you, Johnny, and thank you for helping out with moderating. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, let's see. Red, it's good to see you. Glad to have you here. Red and Sandy, been here for quite a while too. Other announcement, okay. February 23rd, Sunday, I will be at Oak Ridge, Tennessee, at Oak Ridge Baptist Church. The following, as I had said earlier on TikTok, I will be February 27th through March 2nd, I will be in Albion, Indiana, Albion at Berean Baptist Church. The following week, March 8th and 9th, I will be in Easton, Maryland at a Hispanic Bible conference there. But all of our friends you are more than welcome to come. As a matter of fact, we've had a number of followers join us over the last time we met in Easton. I will get the address. I don't have it in front of me, but it's in Easton on March 8th and 9th. And then March 14th, I will be at Olive Branch Ministries in Kenner, Louisiana, Olive Branch Ministries of New Orleans. And I will be there at 7 o'clock. And that's going to be, I don't have the address in mind right now, but it's Olive Branch Ministries, and I'll see if I can get that for you. Then the next day, I'm in Slidell, Louisiana, and I will be at the Rebel Coffee Roastery. Ed's probably going to come on here a little bit. He's the owner of the roastery. And then that Sunday, I'll be over with Tony, one of our moderators, his church in Vidor, the Source of Old Faith Chapel. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's see here. Okay, other announcements. Let's take a look here. If you want to send a prayer request over right now, we've had a number of people that have different requests on maybe medical prayer requests or a spiritual question or something like that, or just like the prayer group to be able to pray for them. We have a national prayer chain. Write Andrea. She is our team leader on prayer, okay? And that is at Andrea@theheaventour.com. Andrea@theheaventour.com. Okay? All right, let's take a look here. And I don't see, if we don't have any questions, I'm going to head on out and get myself ready for this meeting here. I'll wait for a couple of minutes here, Johnny, and also to Tony here, and then let's see what we have here, and then I'll get on my way here. Heading on down here into Greenville, South Carolina, with a meeting, a Christian leadership meeting here. Looking forward to being with them. So I want to thank you. Okay, well, it looks like we're good for today. I'm going to head on out here. I want to use our time wisely here. So thank you. Okay, Proper, you've got one, and I'll get this one here. All right. General question, do we get free time to visit or hobbies when we go home? Proper, the Bible doesn't tell us anything as far as a, quote, free time as we would use it here, or any kind of hobbies. It does give us an intimation that people who have particular talents on earth, the illustration of the promised land equaling heaven, it says in Exodus 25, those with the skill in woodworking, they would be used and active on the promised land. Seamstresses, Exodus 26, Exodus 27, metal workers, and you go on, stone cutters, artisans, music, those different things. And so we see that there. As far as this saying it, this would be assuming there's like a downtime and such. Well, we take a look and we see the joy in heaven supersedes all of this. And we've seen this, it's like Revelation 13 and 14. Blessed are those who die in the Lord because they'll rest from their labors. So if we get rid of the three-dimensional thinking we have here and understand the complete and utter joy we will have there, it's going to be a celebratory time in everything we do. All right. Caitlin, I've heard of the Satan's Little Seas and End Time View. Have you heard any thoughts on it? I don't give my opinion here, Caitlin. I appreciate you asking. I don't give my opinion here, but I have not heard of the Satan's Little Seas and End Time View. No, I have not. I'm not aware of that too. But thank you for asking. But what we want to do is we go to the scriptures here, and so I really don't have an opinion one way or the other on things like that. All right. Okay, we have any other questions here? I want to thank you for being with me today. This has been a very, very productive time for us to be together. TikTok was just really rocking today. A lot of questions and a very active time. I want to thank you for being with me. Thank you so much, Tony, Johnny. Very, very kind of you to be here. Lisa and our moderator is going to run. Okay, so tomorrow morning here at 9:30 in the morning. It's going to be time here on YouTube, Eastern Standard Time, and then we'll talk later on for our evening times, the late evenings, okay? God bless you. Take care, and Lord willing, we'll talk soon.